Millz Young here. UFC bet with me. Who's ready to bet on UFC? Me. That's who. So I'm going to be going over this week's card. Headline by, man, we got a good one. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Michelle Pereira in the main event. Man, that's a good one right there. Coming off of a good week last week where, the underdog came through in the main event, but I was on the wrong side. How'd you guys do? We went 8-4 on our video predictions, man. Had a few surprises along the way, but hey, that was last week, and this week, 8-4 is not good enough. I'm trying to go 13-0. If we got 13 fights, I'm trying to clear them all out. So just stay tuned and let me know exactly, hey man, how you guys think these fights are gonna play out. If you guys got a different way to bet this fight, and say if you have like a round prop or anything like that, or over 2.5 rounds, let me know in the comments below during the fights, and let me know if you agree with the picks or disagree. We could always just have some conversation. It's not about always beating up each other in the comments. It's about beating up these books, because that's what we about to do this week. All right, man. UFC, bet with me. MMA locker room here. Let's go ahead and get it started. First fight of the night. Relentless de Spain, 5-1. It's going to be taking on Austin Lane, 12-5. This fight's going to be taking place at heavyweight. Let me talk about the tell of the tape. Relentless de Spain is a -450. His last fight out, he was a -175 against Waldo Acosta. I had a money line bet on him straight. And guess what, folks? He didn't get me paid. He got taken down time after time and couldn't get up. He made his UFC debut, won in the first round on a stunning KO. So that was the way to play him, because he's this hot prospect to where, hey, he's going to knock out everybody within the first round, right? But if that doesn't happen, if he gets taken down, it's shown he cannot get up. Cannot trust him at that price tag. I thought I had a money still on him at -170. Closed out at -230. In this fight, he's a -450, folks. He's probably going to knock out Austin Lane, right? And knock him out in the first round. But there's no way that I can bet or back him or tell anybody on that's watching this to parlay him as a -450 and think you're just going to get to the window. Austin Lane, former Jacksonville Jaguar defensive end. Know a lot about him. Why? Because Jacksonville Jaguars, one of my teams. Got two of them. Atlanta Falcons and Jaguars. We ain't here for that. All right. Austin Lane, though, man, he's one of the most chinniest fighters, okay? He just leaves his chin up out here, and that's all it takes is one touch, he can go down to the ground. Or else one takedown on Relentless de Spain, and he ain't getting up on the ground. The pick is either going to be Relentless de Spain, wins by KO, still going to be chalky, or take a dog shot on Austin Lane, man. The formula's out there on how to beat de Spain. And me, I lost money on you once, and I made money once you once. So I'm not invested too much, in that -400. I cannot touch it. Man, like if Austin Lane uses the takedowns, he can win, folks. But man, I don't know, man. Relentless de Spain's probably going to knock him out and win by KO. Let's go. Next fight on the card. Melissa Martinez going to be taking on Elise Arden. All right, Melissa Martinez, 7-1. Haven't seen her in what, like a year off or so. Elise Arden, she made her UFC debut against Shayna Bannon. She lost that fight, by decision, but she took that fight on short notice. She's one of the girls that has a bigger frame for the weight class and weight division, okay? And she has a better fight IQ, better fight resume. Melissa Martinez, after she taken that first loss, I think that she's going to be improved on some things, man. She opened up at a -130. I see a lot of love coming in on the dog for Elise Arden in here. Yes, she can get her down to the ground, because the statue on these two fighters is going to be something, that you could definitely see in the weigh-ins on there. But with that being said, I just got to keep it 100, man, because it's already done. I was trying to make... the pick is this, though. I actually still think Melissa Martinez wins. I think she's going to improve. I was trying to make a bet on the Contender Series with Loretta Martinez. accidentally put in this one and wrote up everything and did everything for the Contender Series fighter, but picked this one. So I'm already in the window, folks. Yeah, man, Melissa Martinez, man. Hey, by the way, the Martinez girl in the Contender Series, she won too. So either way it go, man, we get money in here. All right, I think the favorite wins, but yeah, you already see what I did. Oops. Next fight on the card, man. Elise Reed going to be taking on Jessica Penny. All right, Elise Reed's opened up like a -160. You know, and come back on Penny, yeah, you could get her at like a what, like +130 out there. All right, you're gonna have a matchup, a matchup that not gonna really favor too many of these fighters in this one, because Elise Reed's gonna be the grappler. Jessica Penny, she's gonna be the jiu-jitsu fighter that can win by just tapping you out. So if it stays on the feet, which I really don't think it will, Jessica Penny is probably going to have more value. But Elise Reed can get the takedowns, but she doesn't really do anything with the takedowns in here. I think this is Jessica Penny's last fight. You know, so with that being said, give me Elise Reed to get it done. Next fight taking place, we got Joselyn Edwards taking on Tamirus Vidal. Joselyn Edwards opened up like a -220. She's up to a -230, -240 out there on the books. She's a talented striker. She usually wins her fights by decision. Tamirus Vidal, sorry about that, came up short in her last fight out. You know, she got knocked out. She got hit in the chest and, you know, couldn't continue. With that being said, she's a girl that's going out there. She's trying to knock you out with one punch. You know, she's not putting on volume. She's trying to get you close, get you into the clinch, and, you know, lay it all on you and see what happens. She got power in her hands as well. But in here, it's going to be a major disadvantage on the size, man. I like Joselyn Edwards in here. I think she can win in the third round or get done by decision in this one. That's actually, to be honest with you guys, that's one of my more confident bets on the card, unfortunately. Yeah, like when I look at this card, you have some fighters on here that's like big favorites, like -400, -300 and stuff. I feel more confident, I think, with Joselyn Edwards at like -240 compared to a favorite on here that's -400. Do what you want with it. All right, next fight taking place. We got Gene Matsumoto, 15-0, top prospect, highly talented bantamweight, man. We made money with him in his last fight out against Dan Argueta. And he's going to be taking on Brad Katona, you know, all-around tough fighter, a vet, 14-3. We've been seeing Brad Katona since The Ultimate Fighter, Season 1 and Season 2. You know, so on this one, G Matsumoto's getting the love from the bookies, okay? He's opened up at like a -260, and that's where he's been laying around in here. Brad Katona is a fighter that he can surprise some people in here. I think like this. If you guys have this bet to play Brad Katona plus 3.5 points. You know, I think you can do that out there on some of these books. Take the points with him. I think he can win a round. But I think Gene Matsumoto can keep this on the feet and just win by volume. But if Brad Katona gets him down to the ground, like, you know, for a long time in 2 rounds, he might try to put a stamp on it, man. Because Brad Katona, he's a fighter that like doesn't get no love out there with anything. And I think like I actually was picking him earlier on, but going over everything, you know, sometimes I switch. You know, today's Wednesday while we're recording this and coming out, but earlier on I was thinking that Brad Katona was a live dog, you know, on that one. But, you know, the more tape study you do and the more recollection you have of certain fighters, it's like, all right, man, like I think Brad Katona is good. I think he can push the limit. I think he can push the pace. But I think Gene Matsumoto's just a little bit more dangerous, you know. And who has that finish ability? I think it's going to be Matsumoto in this one. The pick's going to be Matsumoto to get it done. All right, next fight taking place, man. Another good veteran taking on an up-and-coming fighter. Matthias Nikolai, 19-4, taking on Asu Alambayev, 20-2, Kazakhstan fighter. Asu Alambayev, fast striker, good with takedowns, powerful wrestling, you know, likes to go out there and, you know, put on a show when he can, you know. In the other corner, Matthias Nikolai, I think this line is a little bit off, you know, because he does have the better fight resume. He does have some upside still left in him. But his most recent fight against Alex Perez left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. I think it was like a -170 favorite. And he went out there and just got finished. In this one, man, I like Alamabayev. I think he gets it done. I think it's going to be a fight, though, to where you guys can kind of sit back, and I think this line will drop. I thought it was going to go in favor of Alamabayev, and I thought he was going to close at like a -220. But seeing the reads and seeing how it's kind of staying around that same price tag, -175, barely coming up, I can see some people coming in on the dog. So the pick is Alamabayev for me, though. Next fight taking place. Darren Elkins taking on Daniel Pineda. Man, this is going to be a good one, man. We got a good one because both these guys like to stand in the cage and just fight. They're fighters. I mean, damn near at the end of their career. Both these guys, I think, have about over 38 fights each. 28-11 for Elkins, 28-16 for Pineda. Pineda is opening up the slight favorite, but it could have been Elkins that opened up the slight favorite. Now it's Pineda. Money's coming in. He's like a -110, I want to say, -115, around that price range. But this fight could go either way, man, because Darren Elkins can go out there and push the pace, get past that first round, and Pineda is known for slowing down. And Darren Elkins, he can come bloody face and all, and he's going to keep going and keep going. I like Darren Elkins in this spot. So looking back at the tape and seeing who Pineda actually has wins over in the UFC, it's like Herbert Burns, Gavin Lutz by a guillotine choke. It's not really too impressive, man. He hasn't been too active and stuff. And Darren Elkins, I mean, I seen him go through wars. His nickname is Damage. He can take damage and keep going. On there. Give me the light little dog money on Darren Elkins to get it done. All right, next fight taking place. This one's coming on real short notice. I'm talking about like 2 days short notice, yesterday short notice. Jake Halley's going to be taking on Cameron Smotherman, making his UFC debut, 11-4. All right, Jake Halley was supposed to be taking on Brady Heiston. Brady Heiston pulled out, got an injury. I mean, like literally on Tuesday? Yeah, on Tuesday, and we're on Wednesday right now, and the fight's taking place on Saturday. Listen, hear me out. Cameron Smotherman, know a lot about this guy. Tried to get into the UFC Contender Series, and he lost by Gregorius, whatever his name was. I had to play on him. He got knocked out, dropped, whatever. Went back to the local regional scene, put on some wins. He's training over there with Rufián Stas and Adrian Yanez. Fights for Fury FC out there, I want to say. Man, this guy's fast. He's athletic. He has power in his hands. He has that aura. He can mix in the wrestling when he needs to. The opponent, Jake Halley, he's coming up to this division. This is going to be his second fight in there. He's a good, talented striker. I like him a lot. The way that he holds his hands out and blocks with defense. Something about him, he's a fighter, right? Cameron Smotherman, though, he was out in Abu Dhabi with Rufián Stas training for the Bellator event because Bellator has fights out there this week. Francis Ngannou's fighting, Chris Cyborg, Rufián Stas, AJ McKee. Hence why I got the little Bellator media on, man. Can fly out there, though, man. But, so Cameron Smotherman is out there and is flying back to the States right now to fight from Abu Dhabi to here. So he's probably going to get here, flying out there Tuesday, right then and there. Get here, maybe Wednesday night. hop up Thursday, weigh in Friday, and then fight Saturday. Man, he's going to be at a total disadvantage. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to get in and get that call. All that being said, man, I'm taking Cameron Smotherman in this spot, man. Man, it's my get back spot too, man. I know what he's doing. I know who he's training with, and I think this kid is gonna be nice, So let's go ahead and get it. Cameron Smotherman. I guarantee it's gonna be big plus money price tag too coming on this short notice, man. Cameron Smotherman gets the win. Rufián Stas gets the win. Let's go, man. Next fight taking place. We got Charles Johnson taking on Suma Jury. Charles Johnson opened up a -2-1 favorite. Kind of stayed at that price tag. Never came down. Money's coming in up to like a -210, -220 on a 3-fight win streak, man. And he's been putting on great performances in those wins over Joshua Van, Jake Hadley, and Asuma Maksam, somebody, I forget, bro, Asmat, what Masva talk, man, but he is a fighter that I've been watching for a while. Made his debut, against Muhammad Makayev. But before that, I was watching him in the LFA. He was a 2 division champion in there too. 6-1 in LFA. So I was really waiting for him to get that call in there. He's an entertaining fighter too. Has a personality that you definitely could get drawn to. Besides that, his fighting skills are there. He's gonna go out there and put on a volume, put on a pace. And I think he's in his zone right now. He knows everybody's on him. The eyes are on him. Why? Because he was like one fight away, maybe from getting cut out the UFC with the loss. But man, he turned it around win after win. And all of the people that he lost to is tough opponents in the UFC. Never had an easy fight. Even before he got into the UFC, fought with Brandon Royval, man. The guy who just beat Torri last week. Like, I like Charles Johnson in this spot. Sumajori, he's a good fighter too. But just looking at the level of opponents, even that Sumajori has wins over, I mean, Charles Johnson, the people that he fought and lost or even won over, I mean, none of those guys are even close to like the people that Sumajori has wins over. Like, like the level of competition that Charles Johnson performed against compared to Sumajori's wins, I gotta go with Charles Johnson in this one, man. And I think he could get the sub. Man. Let's go ahead and get the sub. Co-main event time. Kyler Phillips, -400 on the books, taking on Rob Font. All right, Kyler Phillips is a good, talented jiu-jitsu fighter that mixes in striking, mixes in takedowns, training at the MMA lab. He can definitely cover this price tag if he goes out there and makes this a lot easier fight by implementing the wrestling. Why? Because Rob Font, he struggles with takedowns, okay? I mean, anybody could take him down. Bro, he just got taken down right now, and he was just standing there, right? Like, just that type of thing, In this one, though, I got to give Rob Font his credit, and I think the odds makers really disrespect him in this one, man. There's no way Kyler Phillips should be a -400 favorite against Rob Font. I don't even bet Rob Font. I think I only did once in my life, and I got lost. And then I've always bet against him. I think I had him against Chito Vera. That was it, because I always bet against Chito Vera. I never bet on Chito Vera. But with that being said, though, Davidson Figueiredo was a -130 against Rob Font, and we cashed with Figueiredo. Easy money. Kyler Phillips is a -400. Like, when it's all said and done, though, he's going to be able to get those takedowns, clinch, get his back, and he should be able to cover that price tag, but that price is not right at all, folks. I was telling people earlier on, there's no way I'm parlaying Kyler Phillips -400, right? Man, I looked up by the end of like one thing, had a parlay with Kyler Phillips -400, like, but that's about it, Yeah, man, I think he gets it done, though. I do think he gets the job done, though, because his path to victory would be easy. It would be to just take him down, and control him and do what you want, because Rob Font, he's shown that in multiple fights he can't get up. Main event time. Smash the like button for me out there. If you guys been liking this out here, let me know exactly who you guys are betting on in this main event, because this fight is a 50-50 fight, and it could go either way. And I like both these guys, and I bet on both of them. And I'm still kind of tossing it up, all right, as we go. Let's get down to it, though. Anthony Hernandez, 12-2. It's going to be taking on Michelle Pereira, 31-11. Don't let that record fool you. 10-2, I want to say in the UFC or something. I don't know, man. Gang of wins, though. But Anthony Hernandez and Pereira, they were supposed to fight at the Sphere. This fight got rebooked. Now it's the main event. 5 rounds, okay? Pereira has 3 fights in this weight class, just stepping up to middleweight. He's one of the bigger welterweights that always kind of struggled with the scale a little bit, but he should have been in middleweight, because he's been putting on great performances, taking out all of his opponents, before it even gets extended to the 3rd round in here. Anthony Hernandez is a guy who's overall great at everything. Good at everything, okay? Not great. Can do wrestling, top tier. Can submit you. Can strike with you, can mix in the cardio when he wants to. Decent striking defense, good takedown defense as well. And I think it's his time. It's both these fighters' time. He opened up a -150, came down to like a -130. I'm being honest with you guys. This fight could go either way. If Michelle Pereira can get Fluffy Hernandez, early on in the fight, that would be his path to victory. Because this is the thing. Hernandez does let fighters come off and, punch him and stuff, try to get him tired. Because he usually could take their punches, deal with it, roll with it. And then, he'll come back and then just put on his show and be like, all right, that's what you got. This is what I got for you. But Pierre is the type of fighter to where you cannot take like just one of those and try to block it or parry, because he's throwing everything, and he's throwing it at crazy angles, jumping knees, flying off the cage, backflips. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. Like, I don't think it's gonna be good if Hernandez goes out there and just tries to let Pierre even win the first round or second round. Hernandez gonna have to step on him from the first bell, like come out there and just press him up against the cage and everything. But Pierre is a big guy, so Hernandez is great with the takedowns and wrestling, but that's on smaller guys. Man, like Hernandez is one of my guys, Pierre is one of my guys. But in this one, man, the value got to be on, the value is on. You got good price tags on either of these fighters. To get Anthony Hernandez as a -130 and then to get Pierre as an underdog is just crazy, because he's been a big favorite in all of his last couple of fights. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think this fight is not going the distance, folks. And like, I'm being honest with you guys. I've been back and forth. So the pick that I would say is, I think the value, man. Oh, nah, man. I think Pierre gets it done, man. I think he, yeah. All right, man. It is what it is, man. Yeah, I think Pierre gets it done. That was, yeah, man. It could go either way. I'm 50-50 on this fight. Because the path to victory for Pierre is just to kind of go out there and just fight your fight. And it's been working. And it's even this. Pierre can mix in the wrestling. He can mix in takedowns. Pierre has takedowns as well. And Fluffy Hernandez, if this stays on the feet, he can't stand there and just, go blow for blow with Pierre on the feet. I don't think there's really nobody in the division that can just stand there and do that, too much. But especially him at this junction. So I think the dog's gonna win in this one, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it though, but I think the dog's gonna win, man. I think this fight's not going the distance. All right, man. Yeah. Let's get to the parlay. All right, parlay to get you paid. Let's go ahead and go with Joselyn Hernandez, okay? We're going to go with Joselyn Hernandez. And then we're going to go with, just because it's the easiest path to victory. And like I said, yeah, it'll get done. Kyler Phillips. Joselyn Hernandez and Kyler Phillips. All right. MMA Locker Room here, part of Pick Dawgz. Look, UFC bet with me. Who's betting with me? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe so you know when we go live.